Hey everyone, welcome to an additional video over 3.2. Here I'm going to just do some examples solving for missing angles using properties from 3.1, like properties of alternate exterior angles, alternate interior, consecutive interior, or corresponding angles. They might also be vertical angles or a linear pair, basically just using the properties we've gone over to figure out for the missing angle or missing variable. So I'll start with this. Yes, I know they start with the number 8, 9, 10, and then jumps to 25. That's because I just did a few screen caps from the textbook. So that's why they're numbered like they are. So here I have x and y in between two parallel lines, and I have 55 on the outside. So x and 55 make a linear pair, so that tells me that x is just going to be whatever is 180 minus 55, because together they have to add up to get 180. So 180 minus 55 is 125. So that's what's going to be x. Okay. So if x is 125 degrees, and y is an alternate interior angle because they're both inside the two parallel lines and they go on the other side of the transversal. Because of that, y is also equal to 125 degrees. So there I just wrote it down, 125 degrees, because it's an alternate interior angle with angle x. Okay? So let's move on to number 9 here. Number 9, I have 104. This is on the outside because the parallel lines are here. X minus 10 is also on the outside, but it's on the other side of the transversal. So those are alternate exterior angles, and alternate exterior angles are congruent. So I'm going to say 104 equals x minus 10, or you can say x minus 10 equals 104. And that's just a one-step problem. Just add 10 to the other side, and you get x equals 114. And yeah, that's it. So number 10, 2x minus 15 will be this angle here, and x plus 55 will be this angle right here. These are going to be alternate interior angles, so those are congruent. So 2x minus 15 equals x plus 55. And so I know x is smaller than 2x, so I can just minus x to the other side. And so if I cancel one thing on the right, then I should cancel one thing on the left, getting all my letters on one side and all my numbers on the other. So I'll add 15 to the other side. So 2x minus x is just x, and 55 plus 75 is going to equal 70. So if x equals 70, then what are my angle measures? They should be the same thing. So, just to be thorough, I'll plug them into both of them. I'll do 2 times 70 minus 15 equals, and then I'll also do 70 plus 55 equals. So 2 times 70, that's going to be 140. 140 minus 15, that's going to be 125. So that's my angle measure. And then 70 plus 55 is also 125. So you did it right if you plug them back into both of them and you get the same answer. If you got a different answer, then you made a mistake solving for x. But yeah, that's everything to say about number 10. So let's move on to number 25 here. So number 25, I have a linear pair here, and then this is, let's see here, these are going to be corresponding angles. And so corresponding angles are congruent. So I can say 3x minus 15 equals 105. And then you might be asking yourself, what do we set y equal to? Well, if y plus 25 is a linear pair with 3x minus 15, then its corresponding angle is going to be congruent. So this one right here, that's going to be a linear pair with 105. So 180 minus 105 is going to give me 75 degrees. So that's what this angle is going to be right here. Okay? So I'm going to say that y plus 25 equals 75. Okay? And so I'll just solve for x and y. So solving for x, I would have to add 15 to the other side. And that gives me 3x equals 120. And so divide by 3, and you get x equals 40. And so for the y one, that's just a one-step problem, just minus 25 to the other side. 75 minus 25, that's going to equal 50. So y equals 50. And I don't need to figure out the angle measures of this. Oh wait, no, I don't, because I know that this is 105, so that's 105. And I know that this is 75, and so that, or I know that this is 75 and that's 75. So I don't need to plug these back in to figure out the angle measures. So number 25 here is done. So in this example here, I'm going to find all the missing angles in this figure, given that measure of angle 11 equals 62 degrees and measure of angle 14 is 38 degrees. So what I recommend doing is labeling what you know. I know 11 62, 14 is 38, and then start using the properties that you are confident with. So I know that all vertical angles are congruent, so I know that 11 and 8 are going to be 62, and then 9 and 14, those are going to be 38. So with those out of the way, I'd like to next figure out 12 and 13, and then that'll also give me the answers for 7 and 10, because these form a linear pair here, 13 and 14 and 11 and 12. Same thing with 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. But remember, a linear pair adds up to 180 degrees. So what is 180 minus 62? And then what is 180 minus 38? So 180 minus 62, that'll be 118. And 180 minus 38, that'll be 142. So that means angles 12 and 7 will be 118, and angles 13 and 10 will be 142. So in order to figure out the rest of these angles, we need to talk a moment about the sum of the angles in a triangle. So by definition, all the angles inside of a triangle, any regular triangle, add up to 180 degrees. And that can be proven because of these alternate exterior, interior corresponding, all those properties. So if I take a straight angle line and draw it on top of the triangle, you know a straight angle is going to add up to 180 degrees because it's like cutting a circle in half. And so if you trace a semicircle, that's 180 degrees. If you trace the whole circle, that's 360 degrees. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to label these angles in my triangle as angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. It doesn't really matter what they are. This is just any arbitrary triangle. And so I'm going to extend the angles out. And so because of these aforementioned angle properties from chapter 3.1 and 3.2, angle 1 is a vertical angle with this one right here in the middle. And so angle 2 can reflect right over here to the one next to one, and angle 3 can kind of reflect over there. That would make them alternate interior angles. And then because they're also vertical angles, angle 3 would be here and angle 2 would be there by the one to the left of it. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is that the sum of all the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, okay? So if I refer back to this, I have two angles in this triangle already figured out, 62 and 38. So I just need to do 180 minus 62 and minus 38, and that's going to give me a degree measure of 80. So if 80 is the degree of angle 5, then 80 is going to be the degree measure of angle 2. And then if you look back at angles 8 and 9, 9 is going to be alternate interior with 4, 8 is going to be alternate interior with 6. So angle 4 will be 38, and angle 6 will be 62. Okay, and then because angles 3 and 4 are vertical angles, these are also 38 degrees. And because angles 1 and 6 are vertical angles, these are also 62 degrees. So therefore, we now know every single angle measure in this figure. And so that's going to wrap it up for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. And like and subscribe if you feel like it. Goodbye.